We're talking to Blackhawks defenseman Nolan Allan here at Blackhawks Development Camp. Nolan, thanks for taking some time to chat with the CHGO Blackhawks Podcast. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
How's it been? It seems really competitive, and Hawks draft you last year. You're one of the biggest defensemen in the system, and then all of a sudden, almost overnight, they bring in a bunch of towering blue liners. What's it been like in the room? What's it been like on the ice?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's you can see what they're doing here. They're trying to get the next wave in here. A lot of young guys coming in, so it's exciting. Getting to meet some new guys and having some friendly competition out there too. So it's good.
Heading into your season this past year, was there any more pressure or motivation after being drafted in the first round, or was it just business as usual?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's a little bit more motivation, being drafted that high, but, business as usual going into games. I mean, just sticking to my style, I think, is the biggest thing. I mean, not getting too worried about putting up points or, anything like that. Just playing my game for the most part and staying true to myself and, getting better that way, I think, is the biggest thing.
What would you say is one of the toughest aspects of coming into prospect camp as a first-round pick and trying to kind of establish yourself within the system early on?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of kids here, don't get me wrong, so a lot of great kids here too. So they drafted 3 first-rounders this year, so there's competition there, and it's great. I mean, I think when you have a lot of good young prospects like that, you push each other in that competition, and you're getting each other better as you go, so it's a win-win.
When the Hawks called your name last year in the first round, were you surprised? Had you heard from them sort of leading up to that moment? Did you think you were on the radar, or was it a total shock?
Yeah, I talked to them quite a bit. I knew they had some interest. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go, so I mean, I guess it was kind of a shock to go there, but yeah, I was just kind of really had no clue, so I was just sitting waiting, and my name got called, and it was pretty exciting.
So I think our listeners are really going to be fascinated with the prospect system and how things work, because in a rebuild, that's sort of where the attention turns. So I'm glad we get to talk to you, because you're a first-round pick last year. So between getting selected by the Blackhawks and now, in season while you're playing, how much contact do you have with the team? Are they checking in with you on a regular basis? Is it more with your agent? Is it more with your coaches? What is the sort of communication level, I guess you'd say, between the team and the player after the selection's made before you arrive in the organization? Yeah,
for sure. I think they do a great job, the player development coaches here, of reaching out and coming out and seeing us quite a few times. So Mark Eaton came and saw me and Prince Albert quite a few times there, and it was great to catch up with him and to have a conversation with him, what he thinks, how I'm playing, and that sort of thing. And yeah, they do a fairly good job of staying in touch and keeping you in the loop, so it's nice.
We are all facial hair aficionados on this podcast, and you're in Chicago. I gotta ask, is the mustache a calculated move, or just something that you enjoy?
It was just something on the fly. I shaved it last week, and I just kept it, so I don't know. I like to switch it up.
I think you and Landon Sliggett are the only two here that can grow facial hair, so it's good to see some representation.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to be a fan favorite here in Chicago, keep the stash. It's all about the stash in Chicago. You'll get a Jardinier endorsement deal within weeks. Speaking of playing here in Chicago, let you in a little secret. We don't get a lot of Prince Albert Raiders games here on TV, so tell our fans what type of hockey player Nolan Allan is, or what can we expect to see?
Yeah, I'm a defense-first defenseman. I like to play physical, hard-nosed brand of hockey, try and make it tough on the other teams. So, just make it tough on the other team's forwards and, play a lot of penalty kill minutes, blocking shots, stuff like that. And, starting to work on my offensive game some more, jumping into play and fitting in where I can in there. So
it's interesting because I think a lot of prospects, especially high picks, they put up the big numbers defensively, and then they have to sort of learn the defensive game, whereas you're a defense-first guy, like you just said. How, when you're this late in your career, you're 19, when you're this late in your development, how do you add that offensive element? How do you begin to implement something new when you've played the same style so long, and it's gotten you to be a first-round selection.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like that's not really the whole focus of my game. I focus on my, defense first, my physicality, and, shutting down the other team's top forwards. And then I guess when there's space and, when I can jump into the rush and use my skating, that's where it kind of jumps in, I guess, not, I guess, overdoing it on the offense, trying to do too much, just, wherever there's a spot, hopefully I can jump in and help out that way.
Who were some of the NHL players when you were growing up that you sort of looked up to and maybe modeled your game after?
Prepare yourself for this answer, Jay. It's gonna sting a little.
We have a guy who played in the NHL from Davidson, Braden McNabb. He plays on the Vegas Golden Knights, so I've watched him, quite a bit growing up. Good buddies with his younger brother, so we're pretty close, kind of close with them there. So yeah, I just kind of watched him, and I think our styles kind of match each other a little bit. And I just kind of like to watch him and take some things from him. You
got Blue Jays hat on. Did that stay at the hotel for yesterday? Didn't want to bring that one out for the Cubs game?
No, I had it on yesterday too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was that like being there at the game, seeing the 2022 draft class out there, throwing out the first pitch, and what would you rate that pitch?
Yeah, I didn't even get to see the pitch. I just went down to the bathroom before he threw it, so I came back and he just threw it, and I missed it. I was kind of mad, but it was pretty cool to get to experience that and see those guys on the field and doing that. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Was your first time at Wrigley, or?
That was my second time.
Okay, cool.
Went one time last year at camp. So
nice, awesome. Well, it looked like it was a good time.
With the Blue Jays hat, you got to find Dylan Strome at a game and start taunting some pitchers. I don't know if you see that video of him yelling F off to the rest.
Yeah, I think I seen it. Yeah.
Well, hopefully, he'll pop up somewhere, and maybe you two can hook up and go to a Blue Jays game and heckle some people together. But Nolan, we appreciate you taking some time out, man. I know it's a busy week, busy day, all that stuff. So thanks for taking some time, and we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.